Hey everybody, by now I'm sure most of you have seen this video that the London Philharmonic put out about the clarinet and bassoon solos from Scheherazade. It's a great video and there's a lot of good content here, so go check it out. There's just one idea put forth in this video that really bothers me, so I thought I'd throw in my 2 cents about it. Listen to this.
You also have to be careful when it comes to a solo such as the one in Scheherazade to match it with a bassoon. You can't just rattle it off selfishly. You've got to do it in a way that has consideration for your fellow woodwind player.
He goes on to say that it's much easier for the clarinet to play fast than it is for the bassoon, so we should play our cadenza more slowly. Now I'm all for having consideration for your colleagues, but let's have consideration for the music just for a minute. So what's really going on in Scheherazade? What's the defining element of this piece? For me, it's about the storytelling. It's programmatic in nature, and Rimsky-Korsakov depicts different elements of nature and different characters and different emotions using different groups of instruments. It's very popular for young people's concerts for this reason. You can teach a lot about storytelling and instrument families using this piece. In the second movement specifically, an exotic bassoon solo sets the tone for the movement, followed by an oboe solo, then a cello solo, then the strings take over, then there's an episode in the low brass, and then the clarinet cadenza. So with all this varying instrumentation, Rimsky-Korsakov maintains continuity of interest. So when he gives the clarinet and the bassoon the same solo, we gotta ask, why does he do that? How should we approach this? Should we try to match, or should we let each instrument tell their part of the story with their own unique voices? What does Rimsky-Korsakov think of the clarinet? You ever heard of a piece called Capriccio Espagnol? Yeah, he knows we can be fast and furious, so maybe that's the exact reason he gave us this solo. Maybe slowing down to accommodate the bassoon is the exact opposite of what Rimsky-Korsakov intended. If only we could ask him.
Yes, James, you are exactly right.
Oh, thanks, Nick. That's what I thought. Listen to what the bassoon player says.
And the clarinet has played the cadenza just before you, and they've kind of rattled around the instrument quite acrobatically. So you feel the need to match it. So, I mean, you have to kind of steady yourself because otherwise you just let your fingers run away with you.
Why do we need to match? Is it a competition? Because if the bassoon player wants to turn this into a race with the clarinet, bassoon player is going to lose every time. And you know what's funny? In this little demonstration, the bassoon player goes faster than I'd ever go. What's next? Is somebody going to come up to the clarinet player and be like, "Hey, when you played your solo so soft, it made my solo sound loud, so can you not do that?" Or, "Hey, your legato is so smooth and I can't really do that, so can you play yours a little less connected?" Man, just leave me alone. I'm trying to serve the music and the composer here. This isn't even a duet, it's a cadenza. How often do we get the chance to do something like this? Now, if it were a duet and we had to slow down to accommodate the bassoon player, that would be one thing, but that's not what this is. Besides, the bassoon can do things that the clarinet could never do, and maybe that's the exact reason Rimsky-Korsakov chose the bassoon for the movement's opening solo. I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't take input from others and that you should just play with no regard for what's going on around you. I'm just saying that sometimes it's not appropriate to try to match what's going on around you. Sometimes, instead of looking for the least common denominator, it's better to just do you and play your part of the story with your own unique voice. Just something to think about. Alright, rant over, leave a comment, hide this page from your news feed, whatever you gotta do. I'll see you next time. Or maybe not.